Hey everybody, Jeremy here. Today I got the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Hazmat Suit Batman, the Gold Label Edition, and this is from Justice League the Amazon Virus, something that I have not read. Now there's two different versions for this figure. This is the Gold Label Edition, and then there's a regular one. The difference is the Gold Label one has a bat symbol that lights up. The other one doesn't. So if you want to get this, you can pick this up at Target or the regular version. You can find both of them at Target and just try to get it in store because pre-orders, to my knowledge, have not shipped. I pre-ordered mine back in October from Target.com. It never shipped. It was never canceled, but these are showing up in store. All right, awesome. I want to see how this thing looks when it's lit up. So let's open this up, take a look at that light up feature, and then we'll do all the other regular stuff. Well, hello there, Hazmat Suit Batman. So the main reason why I wanted this figure and not the other version is because of the light up bat symbol. So let's just get that out of the way first. It wasn't immediately obvious how you turn it off and on, but I am going to show you. The power lies in this tank on his back. There's like a little plug in his back that you have to push in order to activate it. The thing is, if you just push the tank forward like I'm doing here, when you let it go, the light turns off. So kind of weird. What you have to do is you have to kind of take the top of the tank and you have to sort of lift it up, kind of like this motion, and then you can hear the click click sound, and that's going to keep the symbol on. So let me do it again. Click, click, off. Click, click, on. There you go. And it is a bright symbol. It really is. It's the daytime now as I'm recording this, so it's not going to make too much difference if I turn off lights because it's already, you know, kind of already lit in here. But it is a very bright light. So if you look at it at night, you're going to have to turn away because it's really bright. So I do think that it was a good thing that I didn't immediately know how to activate the light. They did a great job of hiding it. And then it also helps that it doesn't get in the way of the design of the figure. So there's no immediately noticeable button or switch that you know wouldn't ordinarily be there on this suit, and instead hiding it behind the tank was pretty clever, and I like how they did that. Now the tank does not come off, so you have to leave it as it is, but it's all part of the outfit, so that's fine with me. All right, so let me turn off this light, go over some more features on this guy. This is one of the coolest looking Batman that McFarlane has released, I think. It's just such a really, really interesting look. And I have not read this particular graphic novel, so this is yet another Batman that I think most people will look at and have absolutely no idea where he's from, what he's doing, what he's wearing, and why he's wearing it, which what makes it a very unique figure to begin with. And just the way that he's designed, he looks really, really good. I think this figure kind of brings out some of that quality that you know McFarlane is good for, that some figures have been lacking lately, but we know that they're capable of it. I really like the way that this suit looks. I think that the paint looks really cool. The armor that he's wearing, it's soft, but it doesn't look like it's soft. It looks like it's just rigid plastic, but it's not. And that is really good, but it's soft, but it's not overly soft, you know? You can feel that it has some give to it, but it is a really nice balance, I think. And that's how it is for all the pieces of armor. Here on the shoulders, there near the wrist, and on the knees, it's all somewhat soft. And it helps it to move, so it doesn't hinder the articulation in that it makes it a little bit too stiff. And they also went the extra mile in painting it so it's not just straight up silver. You see, we got that black paint that's in there as well. Perhaps it's because this is the Gold Label version. Probably not, because the other version also looks just as good. It's just the light up feature that's different. So when McFarlane wants to, they can really do some really awesome things. So if we go over the articulation real quick, what I like about this figure is that the articulation, in my case, your case may vary, it's not stiff articulation, but it is very confident in its articulation. So I can move the arms and stuff freely and they stay in place, but I'm not struggling with it. And that's what I like about it. So take a look at that. There's your elbow bend right there. You can bring this over across the chest, sort of like that. The ball joint is pretty noticeable. It looks like it really bulges out. That's something that might bother some people if you're being really picky about this kind of thing. I'm not being very picky about it. People's wrists tend to not do that normally anyway, so you would kind of just keep it like this. And this armor piece right here kind of helps to hide that ball joint a little bit so it's not immediately obvious, but it is there. And it also gives you the full 360-degree rotation at the wrist if that's something that you want to do, in addition to being able to slightly hinge it up and down, kind of like this, and tilting it back and forward, up and down like that. He doesn't have any other accessories, so if you wanted to put something in his hands, you absolutely could, but this is how he is just going to be standard. As far as his waist goes, I'm not getting a whole lot of rotation as far as the front crunch and the back crunch from the abs, but you can swivel it somewhat. He is kind of stiff in that regard, but you know, it is possible. Trying to be careful to not mess up the tank and ruin that light up feature, but it definitely is there. You can see that it is cut for him to move, but he just kind of wants to go back to the center. So that articulation is there, but that is the one case where I would say that you would have to fight with it a little bit if you really wanted that to happen. No side eyes, because you can't see his eyes. So that's good. They're all whited out. Looking up and down with the head, you can't get too much going on there. You see that you can go down about that much. You can go up about this much, so not a whole lot of head movement there. The legs are pretty good, you know, pretty decent kicking forward, pretty decent kicking back, pretty decent kicking to the side. Of course, you got those double jointed knees, get them all the way back. Really, really nice double jointed knee there. So all these McFarlane figures pretty much have that. And then it also has that not stiff, but at the same time not too loose kind of feel with the legs. And I do really, really like that. We got the same kind of black and silver texture going on with the boot. You got the toe articulation up and down with your toes. You got the ankle pivot right there, pivoting, pivoting, pivoting. That's your articulation for this figure. Standard stuff, but it's done in a very good way. And this Batman, I think overall, is a very nice Batman. I like this Batman, you know, even if it didn't have the light up bat symbol, I still think that this figure on its own is still strong. It's very good. One thing that I will say, now that I'm talking to you about it, this piece right here is very sharp, very sharp. Unlike the armor pieces, which are really nice and somewhat squishy, this right here is just really stiff plastic. And I just poked myself right there. So that's just something that you should definitely be aware of, especially when you're doing the articulation for the elbow, trying to bend it back and forth. Try not to get your finger caught on those little blade pieces there. But yeah, this is a great figure, I think, most definitely. So if you can't find this version, you can only find the regular version. Don't feel like you are getting an overall inferior figure, because at least to my knowledge, the only difference is the light up feature. So you're still going to be getting all the nice detail that goes along with this version compared to the regular version. And hey, it's a solid figure. All right, so 2 thumbs up for me. He will make his way into the hero shelf, DC Multiverse hero shelf behind me. And yeah, good figure. Good job, McFarlane. More of this, please. And that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jeremy. Talk to you later.